Welcome to the Founder Fumbles podcast, where we go deep into real-life entrepreneur struggles and comeback strategies. I'm your host, Dahmari Taplin, and today we got my boy, Kyle.
What's up, man?
What's good, G? You good?
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me, man.
For sure. So, gotta let y'all know about my boy, Kyle, man. He's the co-founder of the Bookum app. He's an Access Mode alumni, just like myself. He's the host of the Bookum Nook show. And now he's starting bookish conversations through tech, one author at a time.
Hey, appreciate you.
For sure, G. So what's been going on with you, man? You good?
Man, everything's good, man. You know, doing business, traveling, meeting up with friends, trying to keep a balanced life, you know. Well, It's hard to be balanced in an entrepreneur, kind of more how they talk about just having harmony amongst your life. So trying to get everything in order, but enjoying life as I build a great company.
Yeah, for sure. And that great company is Bookum.
Yeah.
Let's tell them about Bookum.
Yeah, so it's a social book club and app for book content creators, authors, and readers, really focusing on like dynamic online book clubs, because what kind of happened during COVID, you saw, was that if you had in-person book clubs, you got suddenly thrown onto the internet. You either have to use Zoom, email, you're kind of juggling all of these different platforms. So all these different tools. So we ran it all through one app, so you can use all these different things. So you can do real-time audio, real-time conversations, which is great for authors. And then on the other side, we're in a very creator economy type of environment. So allowing content creators that have been proportionally not able to monetize as content creators in the book space specifically to host dynamic online book clubs. So then you can set it for a price, and then people can pay to be in your book club. So if you're tend to be more of a speaker, you can kind of give them, exclusive conversations or host dynamic conversations with authors. So you can kind of do a bunch on the app. And we just allow it to be a very creator focused app.
Because I'm definitely thinking about dropping the app soon.
Yeah.
I mean, not an app, sorry, a book.
Okay.
Soon.
Oh, writing a book.
I'm writing a
Hey,
book.
congrats.
So the book is pretty much already written.
So that's good.
But where I messed up is that I actually wrote it. And now I got to go back and type the.
Oh, you handwritten?
I handwritten. I made a huge mistake, man.
Yeah,
So,
congrats to you.
Yeah, I've been trying to type it for the longest, but anyway, I heard you got. I ain't here. I seen your podcast.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with the podcast?
So what we kind of figured out was that, again, to this creator economy, I wanted to also show that as a founder, because we've been content creators for a really long time, and just in the book space, like we had another reading educational more form company called Read More, and that kind of helped us spin into what we're kind of doing with Bookum. But mostly I just wanted to show that as a founder, I can connect with the people I'm talking to, kind of like what you're doing now. You want to talk to business owners. You want to talk to, like I said, founders, creators. So specifically having face-to-face with my users was really important to me. So having a podcast kind of felt really natural to do. And it's been really helpful because, as you know, podcasts are kind of like relationships at scale, because you can really connect not just with the people that are listening, but obviously the people that come onto your platform. They look out for you. Anything that's going on in your world, they kind of take care of you. So it's like a very unique environment to have a podcast. And I always see people like, oh, take the mics away and stop talking podcasts. But I'm like, if you really understand podcasting and what it does for even like just the natural listener who doesn't know how to start a business, doesn't know how to do anything,
right?
And you give them that moment to listen to a 45-minute podcast, you get to listen. It's like reading books. Like you get to pick the brains of the greatest minds that are in this current generation. And it's like, why not do podcasts? And if you can, if you enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you do it right, you sponsor it right, this can make you money forever. You put it out there and you put the right sponsorship or whatever, it could just continue to make money. I
should add to that. The other reason for our podcast is because on our app, we do this thing called Nooks. So it's like real-time audio, kind of like I was talking about. And at first, obviously, we didn't have the save Nook feature on the app. So I wanted to make sure that these really dynamic conversations that we're having could live somewhere. And naturally, it's easier to be like, hey, come on my podcast. I'll live stream it to all my users anyway. So now my users can listen to it, add a question. I can now take the question from my app, and now people can listen to it on like the whole podcast. So it really worked really naturally. So really it is a opportunity for our users to have really great content as well.
So how do you make money with the Bookum app?
Yeah, so it runs basically the obvious one is you pay $9.99 a month for a book clubs. That gives you the ability to do the hosting, the tools, and everything else. And then for the content creator, they get to set their price. So they can set it at whatever they feel that their audience wants to, support them at. Also, that gives us opportunities for, I've been talking to a few like really great cookbook authors. So then cookbook authors can also come on and do it. So we kind of allow them to set their own price. From that, they get the majority. We get as the platform for hosting it, and we get our 20%. And then from there, each month we get revenue as well as the creator does. So it's really, really helpful for creators that have built a significant following to be a part of Bookum, because then now you get to talk to your community like very more niche based.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you doing Bookum like full time?
Yes and no. Like I always am doing other jobs. I have to take care of my living. But in the meantime, like Bookum really is my full time, and I do other part times. That's the way I think about it.
Oh, okay. So read more CO. What did you? So tell us a little bit more about that. Yeah,
so it worked. It really started as like an educational company. Mostly what we noticed was that a lot of people weren't reading. So we were like, we wanted to encourage reading. So like things from James Baldwin, Fire Next Time, and all these books. And I just remember one time I said, man, people need to read more Baldwin. Imagine what could happen. He has like, his perspective is unique, or, anything what people think about now, like Plato or Aristotle, like all these unique characters. I'm like, imagine if you just read more of these people, right? Imagine where the world would be. So from that premise, we're like, well, shoot, people just need to read more in general. It doesn't matter who the author is. If one idea sparks, something for you, it's worth reading. So we started with that. And then what we realized is that we need to be more like an education company based. So we started doing summer programs for like 13, 19-year-old students, taught them entrepreneurship and leadership.
Right.
And that was kind of like the origin of us being in the book space. And then you learn about all these content creators and kind of how the book market runs and how you can connect with authors that are on press tours. And you're like, oh yeah, we need to really work hard on supporting authors and stuff.
How did you get into this book stuff, man?
Yeah, I mean, just one book, man. Like literally, like there's not, when I say one book, I'm like one book leads you to the next. Like books are always in conversation with each other. So whether it's Shoe Dogs by Phil Knight, and you're just like reading that and you're like, wow, I didn't know you could start a company. Yeah. Who's this guy named Phil Knight? He's the guy behind Nike, and that leads you into entrepreneurship. And then once you get into entrepreneurship, it's all about learning stories, because you don't want to keep falling on your face. You want to learn from other people's mistakes. You want to make Charlie Munger, one of Warren Buffett's business partners, he talks about making friends with the imminent dead, right? So like books are a great opportunity, like whether it's reading about Martin Luther King, like all these people that have lived lives, you get the opportunity to learn from them from like a $9.99 book. Like, why would you not learn that? So that's where I got into books.
So, no, I'm asking, like, what's your background? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get into this book space? You just, you know what I mean?
It's not even really all that crazy. Like, I literally was a high school athlete. Once you finish high school, athletics, you're trying to figure out what you want to do next. I went to Morehouse College, same school that Spike Lee went to, Martin Luther King went to, Samuel L. Jackson, kind of list goes on of like a lot of, it's a HBCU, so historically black college. So being around people like that, and you come from just athleticism, and then you come to that school and you're like, whoa, all these kids are smart. Just to have a conversation with you, I got to read more, right? So that kind of was the trigger of it. Like, I have to become better, and there's only so many ways you can get better. You got to travel, you got to be around mentors, you got to be around great people, and then obviously reading is like another great chance, and it helps you, expand quicker.
So speaking of reading, bro, what you got here, man? We didn't even talk about this.
We did it. So I brought this book. Our book club of the pick of the month is called Lead Boldly. It's this book is by Robert F. Smith. And we picked it as our book of the month. We're going to have conversations throughout. It's about him learning through Martin Luther King. So all the things that he read through his speeches and conversations is this book. So we're really excited. If anybody just wants to read with us, download the app, and it's called Bookum, bookumapp.com. Come read with us. We'll be discussing this all throughout the month of August and September. I have a few surprises, but I'll let people see.
You know, I don't know if I saw this book from your stuff on social media, but I saw this book and I want to read it.
Yeah, you should join.
When did it come out?
It just came out yesterday.
Okay,
yeah, literally.
Okay. So it
August
probably
12th,
wasn't. Probably wasn't. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, probably. It probably. I don't know if it was or wasn't, but I saw this book. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Because it's about the 7 principles for that Martin Luther King went by, basically, right?
So he basically takes 7 speeches from Martin Luther King.
That's what I thought.
So then after that, he's telling you like the principles he received from those conversations and how he's now leading boldly from these words of Martin Luther King.
Gotcha.
And it's unique because you just don't. Some people don't know. Some people only know Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech, but this goes through 7 of his, just all throughout his book. So yeah, come read with us August and September. Like I said, we'll have some guests come through, and it'll be a really great time.
What about this one? What's that?
So this one's a little different. This is I haven't actually cracked this one up. I just got it, but I'm excited to read this one as well. It's called Afro Sheen. It's by the guy that created it. So he also did Soul Train and everything in between, like the Afro Sheen hair gel.
Oh, it's the guy that created Afro Sheen. It's by that.
Yeah, and like I said, I enjoy reading about founder stories. So he's 99, still alive, which is kind of cool. So I just saw this on the internet. I've been looking for more just black founders because as a founder, you don't always see our stories as much. So anytime I can find someone that's has done it at a really high level and looks like us, I'm like, oh yeah, let me see what y'all are doing. So both these books are by black founders too.
Are you gonna drop a book soon? Anytime?
I don't really. So my writing isn't necessarily in a book form right now. I don't have a book in me. I have a lot of obviously films and stuff like that. So screenwriting really comes natural to me. Music obviously comes naturally to me, but not so much a book yet. But I have ideas for books I want to either be publishing, work with people to publish or be a part of in some form. So I like how he did this book where he's not writing the entire book, but he's a part of it.
Yeah, man. I feel like you should write a book about your story, man.
Oh, yeah, of course.
My book is going to be called. I don't even going to say what it's going to be. But I'm writing a book about my story.
Okay.
I don't want the name to be stolen because it's a dope name. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I plan on writing. I think you should too, bro. Because everything that you said just from the start of this episode shows that you have an amazing story to tell.
I appreciate it, man.
And if anything, you can at least talk about your story.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm
course,
saying?
for sure.
So give us 2 solid books that you would recommend to startup companies.
So startups, people are gonna hate me on this one because it's kind of Don't Kill the Messenger. But there's a book called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. In that book, if you want to start a technology startup company, that one is truly a must just because honestly, I would not start a company unless you kind of read that book. If you're in tech really focused, because it's going to help you, make sure that you're going into a niche-based space like we're doing with books, and you can expand in it. You want to take over markets. There's a lot into this. He talks about competition is the enemy, and there's a reason why. And you start seeing all these things, and then you want to validate your company.
Right.
I know sometimes you get an idea and you just want to jump forward, but as I've learned as a founder, talk about founder fumbles and stuff. Sometimes it does matter how you approach an idea and what skills you have from it. So sometimes taking in that knowledge to, take a second back so you can jump forward really matters. So, I mean, things with AI is kind of making it easier for you to start companies without feeling the financial stress of running a company. But, you want to make sure that you are setting yourself up for the best possible outcomes, even though entrepreneurship is very, very tough,
Right. So we got from 0 to 1.
0 to 1 for
Peter
sure.
Thiel. And don't say the lean startup.
No. I hate the lean startup.
You hate the lean startup?
It's a direct contradiction to 0 to 1.
Oh,
he literally talks about how it's not the same. Okay. So no, I'm not a lean startup guy.
I got both of them. So yeah, I read both of them. I think both of them are great. They got their own little points. But what's your next one?
So you're saying specifically to entrepreneurship?
To startups.
Startups, okay.
People that's getting into business, what book do they need to read?
Okay, so
Zero to One was beautiful.
Yeah, 0 to 1's great for like the practicality of business. And then I would probably choose a book where you see someone go through like struggles, like really where it's kind of hard. They're not getting it right away. So I would pick a book that's more based in like an entrepreneurial story. So I know I said Shoe Dogs. I know that's one of my favorites. I'm trying to think of one that like people may not have heard as much, but I think Shoe Dogs is phenomenal.
I don't think
It's by the founder of Nike. So, I'll give you one. The moment what's this? Oh no, I'll give you even a better one. Who is Michael Ovitz? I love Who is Michael Ovitz. It's a story about the guy that like he was the founder of CAA, which is like a creative artist agency in Hollywood. So he did everything from Jurassic Park to Schindler's List to Goonies. Goonies, and he did Goodfellas, and it just shows you how to agent, like in a lack of a better term, how to work with people, how to get the right deal, how to package deals, because Hollywood is all built on that, right? Like you want to bring a whole piece to a studio before they're like, okay, we'll buy. And he was like kind of originator of that. So I think it's really good for business people because then you show how to understand leverage, packaging, all that. So when you come to a market and want to sell an idea to somebody, you're like, okay, what are all the places where people might say no, and how can I alleviate that for them? So it's a very simple yes. So I think that book is really good, and that's one of my favorites.
That's dope. So we both us both being Access Mode alumni.
Okay.
What was your biggest takeaway from Access Mode?
Community, man. And I say this for specifically to founders. I think founders, we have a conference, like our Access Mode group. So shout out to Donovan, Caleb, Chris, my brother, who's also my founder of Bookum. We have this like seasonal, like we meet up once a year to have a podcast where we just talk about like being in the trenches of
I seen that. That's fire. I love
the trenches of being a founder. And what I learned from Access Mode the most is like founders need friends, right? You need people that have gone through the war of figuring out how to start a company, bringing it again from 0 to 1. Like you need people that understand that. So whether like you're doing with podcasting, you're talking to business founders all the time. Like that's why we do it. We don't know we need it as a founder until you've been in the trenches and you're like, okay. Yeah. So I learned that the most, probably like above anything. And I would just say like pitching, because Access Mode is gonna make you pitch for over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah. So when you get on that stage, you might be nervous, but as soon as that first word clicks, you're gonna like, okay, I remember and then you're off to races. And plus, it is your business at the end of the day, so it's like kind of easy, but you still need those reps to really pitch.
Yeah, man, pitching is hard, man. I suck at that pitching, man. Yeah. Do you feel like you're good at pitching yet?
So it's interesting. Like I took some classes in college that helped me kind of do like personal, like whatever you call them, on stage speaking. I know what you're but it's like public speaking. It was public speaking class. Public speaking. And that helped me a lot. I mean, I probably am not the most charismatic speaker. I probably can figure out how to, say things slower, do things quicker. But in the grand scheme of things, it did help me. So I don't have a problem with public speaking. It's just one of those things that it's always going to be, you're always going to be slightly nervous, but even my college professors even said that's good. Like nerves are good. You want to have those butterflies because it means you're alive and you care about it. So I turn that around. So like if I feel butterflies, I feel nervous, like I appreciate it because I'm like, okay, this matters to me. Good. Go do something exceptional. Go be different. Go be great. Have a moment to be special.
I found out that, when I like doing like a presentation or something for a company that I work for, I have no nerves. I'm not nervous. My heart ain't beating fast. I'm not scared that I'm gonna mess up. I just go. I have full confidence. But when I'm pitching my business, the nerves is out there, yo. The first time I ever been nervous like on stage is when I was pitching. And I was like, oh my God.
The lights hit you.
My heart's about to beat out my
forget that
chest.
word. You're like, oh, did I forget?
Right.
But then it's funny because no one else knows you're messing up. And like a lot of other people just struggle with public speaking. So it's just all personal. Like unless you're really messing up where people are like, that's a little off. But in general, like public speaking is one of those things. It's it's kind of an internal game, and then you get comfortable. So like I look at something like Martin Luther King, I'm like, dude, if I can get half of how you speak, like how compelling he is as a speaker, how he slows down, make sure everything's good. I'm like that.
Make sure you hear everything.
That's where I want to get half of it. I don't even have to get. You'll never. This is one of the greatest speakers of all time. But if I can be half as good, that would be amazing.
Yeah, he makes sure you hear every single word. Like nothing. You don't miss nothing that he
Nothing.
says. Like so many people
Yeah.
knows the I have a dream speech is crazy.
Yep.
Like it's like probably the most popular speech
Yeah,
in
probably
the
is.
whole world. You
That's
know what I
insane
mean?
to think about.
So what would you say the biggest lesson you learned as a founder?
I would say team. I think so many founders, and when you, funny enough, the one thing that investors always say is like, who's the founder and who's the team? But you are so like, no, my product. Look at the product. It's the product. Come watch it. But I guarantee you, without a great team, that product's going nowhere. And it's just the truth. And I didn't realize that until I got around a good team. Like my team is so amazing. Like I'm like, hey, let's get this done. They're getting it done. Like we have an idea, we get it out. Then we're timing it. So a team, when you get around a team and you get around A players, you're only going to want to be around A players. Like you're only going to want to associate with them. So it's really hard to get a team. I should say that. It's not like it's easy. And obviously what you do.
That's why I built my business.
Exactly.
It's hard, yo.
Your company is doing the Lord's work because it is so hard to find a founder. And it's so fun I'm blessed that I have a brother who is business minded, who leads, is just as much of a leader as I am. So we work together. It's easy working with my brother. Yeah. But I've started companies with founders where I've had to fall out with them. Like I've been through those experiences. Like we talk about Founder Fumbles. Like I've been through those moments where the trenches, as we say, where you're like, okay, well, this founder's not going to work. Yeah. We got to do something else. So yeah, I would say team is top of the charts.
Let's talk about some of those moments though. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
What's like your what would you say is like your lowest moment as a founder?
All right, I'll tell you.
You can go this year, or you can go like your absolute lowest.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just you learn so much as a founder. One of the things when we were doing our business Read More, I remember just getting a knock at the door one day. I'm like, uh-oh. I open the door, and it's like, you've been served. Boom, federal lawsuit, bam, on you, for real. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, why? What small company did we do? And I guess we had someone interview somebody, and we used one of the photos from Google, and this dude was like a shark, and he was like, anybody that uses my photos is getting this lawsuit. So I guess he has his lawyers just send out tons of lawsuits on people that use his photos, and we just were on the bad side of it. And man, imagine getting sued as a little company. I'm like, do we got to bankrupt? Do we got to do this? Like, how do we figure this thing out?
How did you get out that situation?
Man, again, grace, bro. Because we ended up finding some lawyers that worked with us as, we just told our story. Like, first of all, we're an educational company.
Yeah.
So it was used for educational purposes. So we kind of went through down the whole lines. We found an attorney that's like, nah, we've dealt with sharks like this, and we're going to take them out. And they really wanted to work with us because they're like, I hate people that do this. So blessing in disguise, learned a lot, now I'm so timid to use anybody else's content. Like even in AI, I see okay, now AI is allowing us to use it. Even me, I'm like, okay, I wonder if these AI companies will ever get just hit. I bet a lot of them have. Yeah, you just get hit with these crazy IP lawsuits, and it kind of sucks. Yeah. But was it low or was it a learning experiment? It was a mix of both.
Yeah, it's a mix of both.
In the midst of it, it's like, holy crap. Only thing you want to do is be like a wartime CEO. And like, how the heck do we get out of this?
Right.
But afterwards, you're like, yeah, there's probably some trauma there. You learn from it. You're like, okay, we'll get better next time.
You need all that stuff in order to get better.
For sure.
The Lord gave you that because he didn't want you to make a bigger mistake.
Yeah.
And
you need those moments as a founder because then you tell real stories and real honesty with people because then you can say yo, I've been through everything. Yep. It's the Nipsey Hussle. It's like, I went through every emotion. Only difference between me and the people that don't make it is I just didn't quit. You know what I mean? I went through everyone. And when you can go through every emotion and still be like, no, this is what I want to do, then you become a really great founder.
Have you ever got to that point where you felt like quitting?
No, not really. I always just feel like I'm going to be successful. I just believe in my companies. If I have to pivot, that's fine. If I got to change up things, that's cool. I don't know. I just don't linger on failure. I know it's an option. You have to understand that as a founder. Actually, it's a very high, it's a very high chance, but I don't look at it like that. I look at it how can I continue to add value to my customers? If I do that right, if I can figure out, because most people can't get that part right. How do I serve my customers at the highest level? And then once I do that, how do I continue to build revenue through my company because I'm adding great value to my customers? If I do all those things, what benefits come through? What opportunities open up? All these things. It's YC talks about like sometimes you have to be a cockroach. You know, you got to stay in the game long enough to survive, where then you get the opportunity of whether it's an investor or whether it's this or anything that you are looking for. You've been looking for that one customer that opens up 40,000 accounts for you because you're like, dang, I should have known to win here. You didn't even know. But that's kind of how like being an entrepreneur is. You just have to stay in the game. You got to be a learning machine. That's why I read all the time. You got to continue to improve your game. You're like a high functioning athlete. You know what I mean? Like the way LeBron would play basketball, he's putting up 100 shots every day. He's recovering. Like you got to do all those things as a founder. I know there's this need of like full in the business every single day, but I've learned sometimes like, hey, if I just like go walk, I might have solved 7 problems for my company. Yeah. So like sometimes not doing the just being in the work head on the computer is so useful as a founder because you're paid. Well, at least for me, I'm paid for creativity. Like the better ideas I can have and partnerships I think about and relationships I can build, that makes my company money. It opens up these opportunities. So I really focus on like trying to do all those things to make it really work.
Yeah, that's why it's important to, you know, go on those walks, go hiking, go hoop with founders, networking, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So what type of like daily routine? You got any daily routines? You know, I'm putting up 100 shots a day.
I usually just wake up from 7:30, work, and then I'll go play basketball or I'll just work out. You know, that's kind of like my schedule. So 7:30 to 6, just kind of work. Might get a little food in between, but like mostly just work on the business. Then obviously I'll go work out, and then maybe when I get home, I'll work for another 2 hours. So right before 11, you know, relax, take a shower, and then back to work. I like doing routines in that sense.
So that's your routine.
Yeah, pretty much. That's my. I think, you know, to everything there is a season, right? So like this is my current summer schedule. Right. I used to be that person where it's like, oh, this is my schedule every time. But then you just gotta kind of feel like what season you're in, and then you're like, okay, this is the best schedule right now. Because I also like working at night, so I try to stay up like 11 because there's some creativity that goes there, and then sometimes it's like, hey, I'm working till 2, but I try to as best I can at least get 7 hours of sleep, hopefully. Right. Because I'm not going to be a great founder if I'm sleep deprived. Not for a long period of time.
I can't sleep that long, bro. I only can sleep like 6 hours.
Yeah, I was say sometimes it is 6. Like it's not always 6. But I enjoy sleep because I think it allows me to do what I'm saying, recover and think on a high level. So I like getting that sleep. Like even I might like finish up one more task. I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow. So like if I do go to sleep early, I'll make sure I get up early and just knock it out the next day too.
Yeah. So like for new founders, like just starting up, getting in business, what advice would you give these new founders, yo?
So do they have an idea?
They have an idea.
Okay.
But they don't know where to start, or like they don't know what the true entrepreneur struggle journey is about. Well, what would you do to prepare them for what's really about to happen?
My new advice would just be like, hey, take your idea and see if you can run it through AI and see how quickly you can just get it done today.
They got this
like why not? Why wait?
They got websites. They got websites out there, web apps. You can just put your idea in, your target market, all that good stuff. Hit a button and it'll
it does it lovable. All these apps, literally, you can throw your whole app in. I sometimes will throw my own company into the app and see if I can compete with it. Like I know, it's like there's some things it can't do, but I was like, shoot, it can do a good amount. So again, even with that part of it, is like the moat for businesses has changed so directly. Like now the moats is like, how do you have distribution? So like again, with podcasting, distribution. How is your brand just becoming strong? Does it want to be a company that people want to be around? Do you have a vision? Do you speak values to people that people care about? Like there's so many people that are saying everything. Are you saying something that actually speaks to people that they want to be a part of and invest in your company? So I think those things matter so much. And like as the founder, you are the guardian of the company's soul. You have to be the one. You have to be the biggest cheerleader. You got to be the biggest advocate. You got to uplift your team. All of that matters. So, that's kind of how I think about it.
That's dope, yeah. So, at the beginning of your startup journey, if you can go back, like with the education that you have now, if you can go back and tell yourself something, what you think that'd be?
Funny enough, it's the advice that no founder wants to hear. You hear like Paul Graham and some people say it too. It's like, if you don't have like a really great idea, I would say go join a startup. Go work underneath the startup. You get paid. You might get equity in that company. Okay. You'll then get a good team around you. So like if you're around a startup, you're going to be around other smart people. If the startup doesn't end up going long, or if it does go long, you might have people that really enjoyed the early startup thing, and you guys can, now you have advocates that you can work with, and you can build a really great company. And like I said, you literally can. I didn't realize that as a founder. I think especially being like African American founders, they ask you, hey, are you a full-time founder? And you're like, yes, I'm dedicated. I do this. You can say everything in the book. You're like, I'm perfect. I wake up at times, but you still might not get that funded, right?
So I was just about to say.
And so what I'm saying is that what I would tell founders now, I'm like, the most important thing is to make sure that your company survives. So if you need to take out a 9 to 5, do it. You know what I'm saying? Now your company works from 5 to 11 and enjoy that hustle. I would just say, focus on you and not listen to all the other, I know, even though I'm on a podcast, talking, but like block out a lot of those noises so you can focus on really, driving results for your company. Because a lot of people will give you so much bad advice. And I think when I say, looking back on, I'm like, the thing that I should have just been doing is always like making sure I can have enough money for my company to grow, and everything in between, pay my team. Like there's so many things that you will have to do as a founder, especially if you're like haven't raised or anything like that, that you're gonna like, hey, I'm gonna have to pay for this company anyway. So I would say choose the best method for you.
That's dope, bro. So if everything went right for Bookum this year, for you, I'm gonna ask this question. This year and overall, if everything went right, perfect. Okay. What does that look like? What is the dream? What does your dream look like for Bookum?
Well, I have some really cool ideas that, I just don't want to give away all the secrets and all that. But I think what you're seeing with Bookum is that we are building community in a time where a lot of people don't have community, and community can scale, right? And when you have community, I think about like a Tyler Perry, like this dude could, I know bad example, but like he can always sell out. Like when he was coming up, he could put butts in seats. So then when you can validate that you can put butts in seats, especially when most people can't do it, like Sam Altman talks about, you want 100 people that love you than 1,000 people that, a million people that lukewarm love you. Right. So you want to make sure that you can have a community that really enjoys your product. So first and foremost, what does Bookum look like this year that I want to do? I want to make sure when people come on this app, they enjoy every minute. Like no regrettable minutes. You enjoy the conversations. You're getting something from it, because a lot of social media, sometimes you're not getting something. I want that to be number one. And then number two, obviously, is like, I want to grow way past it. Like, so right now we have like 32 clubs on our platform. I want to go up to 100 by the end of the year. That would be amazing. Yeah. And I want to bring on very good influencers, so like not influencers, but content creators specifically, because influencers and content creators tend to be slightly different. But content creators that are really great at talking to their people and hosting dynamic book clubs. We do those things. We're setting ourselves up amazing, because like that means our media side is growing, our app is growing, we're getting the connections, and we can build it. Because again, I think about it like this. I'm in the storytelling business, right? As much as like books are just stories, they're tools to tell stories. Exactly. So having ownership of stories and community and conversations, like you see all these great companies that have that, like think about Meta and all these people. The sky's the limit is what you can do when you have that correct.
So you got to have that community, and you got to get your book out, so you can tell your story. Because
it's coming. Eventually, I will write a book. Yeah,
for sure. So what new do you got coming out, man? You got any new stuff, anything that we should be aware of so we can look out for?
Well, funny, you had already brought it up, but I'd say definitely get this copy of Lead Boldly. Come hang out with us and talk about this book. Again, I have something nice for everybody come September. So make sure you come join us, have a conversation with us, and it'll be excited to. And then you can do this on Bookum, right? So just download the app at bookumapp.com. You can get Apple, Android, and we also do web. Our team is launching the V2 of web. So that's going to be even dope. So just stay tuned. We got a lot of cool things going.
So let's do something real sweet, yo.
All right, let's go.
This is the first time thing. You don't have to do this if you're not okay with it, but let's put some accountability on this, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So this episode ain't gonna drop in September.
Okay.
Why don't you let the people know? So about time this video drop, it's gonna already be out. They can go down to the link and they can get all that stuff.
Oh, it's out now, so you can do this. Are you talking about the conversation?
Well, I'm talking about the new stuff that you got coming out.
Oh yeah, so yeah, by the time people hear this, V2 on the web is gonna be ready. So you can go down to Bookum at www.bookumapp.com.
Okay.
That's gonna be good.
All right.
We're gonna actually have Robert Smith come talk to us for September 30th. That's why I hadn't said it yet, but September 30th. Robert Smith.
I was going to ask you that. I meant to ask you that earlier too. Yeah. I was like, because I heard you had somebody very special coming up, but Regis didn't want to tell me.
Yeah, so Robert Smith is coming on.
That's dope.
Hey, it's amazing, man. I'm so blessed, bro. So I'm excited to see that.
He's like rich as hell, ain't he?
Yeah, he's the first or second richest African American in the United States.
Damn. Yeah. How you get him on the podcast?
Hey, man. Life's good, bro. Life's good.
You blessed, bro.
Thank you. Bro. Every day I'd say thank you.
So I think that's all my questions, G. I appreciate you. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Okay, yeah. Download Bookum at www.bookumapp.com. Again, on Apple, Android, and web as well. I don't really use my other social medias, but if you find me on, I guess, Twitter or X, I'm on there as well.
You're on LinkedIn too, right?
Kyle Colley. I'm on LinkedIn. It's like, I just use them. I've gotten so much, like everything's just become business for my thing, so it's hard to use. But you find me on it. I'm always gonna be Kyle Colley, Colley. You'll probably find me.
For sure. Well, I'm just gonna say this before I end the show. The funny thing is, bro, I thought I was following you on LinkedIn the whole time. I was following your brother, yo.
All right, he's part of Bookum too. Shout out to Chris Colley. That's my brother, and he's my business partner. So if you follow him, you're following me.
He's a twin. So I was following his twin brother, thinking it was him the whole time. Y'all not twins?
Everybody says it now. Allegedly.
Yo, you're not twins.
He's older than me. He's an older brother.
Oh my gosh, I thought y'all was twins.
Everybody says it.
That's crazy. That's even more crazy. But anyway, bro, thanks.
I appreciate you for having me, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And like I said, if you're a founder and you're looking for somebody, definitely follow Zynga because you guys are doing great work.
Please do. But anyway, thank you everybody for joining this episode of Founder Fumbles. If Kyle inspired you in any way, shape, or form, please reach out to him. I'm gonna put all the links that we talked about in the description. And please do not forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this with all your friends. Please share with all your friends.
Let's go.
Until next time, peace.